For the Monte Carlo. Now I start stripping everything off of it, so I have a good canvas to work with. I don't want to leave nothing on it. Thinking about taking the quarter glass out also. Take the windshield trim off. This piece here. All the trim on the doors, handles, locks, mirrors, T-tops, the rear glass trim. I'm going to remove this piece also. Tail lights, tag, pretty much everything. Let me give you an update of what I got going. I just about got everything taken off that I want off. Still got to get this mirror off, but I'm working with the T-tops now. That's what our biggest concern was. How bad was the rust? But everything looking good so far. I know this middle piece here is gonna have to be replaced. It's ate up, but hopefully it didn't get down to the metal. But we will find out. It's not looking too bad. I got an 8 through right here. There's another one on that corner there. And this lip, it's 8 off, but it's not necessarily just hold the weather strip and sit down up in that. This piece here gonna have to be replaced. As you can can see it's ate up. But the other should be able to clean up. Like this ate through right here. Also in that corner. Let me finish taking this trim off here on the front and the back side. Then we'll look at it more. I finally done got everything off of it now. Let me walk you around it. Show you what I done did. Trim, quarter glass, locks, the handles, all the T-top trim and molding. I'll probably do a separate video of me repairing this, so if I do, I have it down in the description. I also have it popping up, because if I put all this into this one video, it'll be so long, so I might just break it up. But I done took the mirrors off, the window sweeps, let's see if I can open it. There you go. Dents, tail lights, the wing, trunk lock, weather stripping. Found a little rust here. Might have to repair that. Also here, it's a little ate through there. Tag. Same on this side. I had in order to take that passenger mirror off, I had to take the dash cover off and just fish it through here. We'll control it. Took me a while to take all this off, but I think this is the only way to do it right. Here's everything that I took off. Got my T-top weather stripping, screws and stuff here. Everything else I got it labeled. But just wanted to show you what it all consists of. This would need to be replaced, so I'm gonna have to get with Southern Chevy TV and get us one order. Also, we need some more tail lights. These cracked, both of them. Need some more handles. They bent.
One week later.
Well, it's about a week later. On my last clips where it took everything off on this video here. But since then I done the T-top repair. If you want to see how I done it, I have it down in the description. I also have it popping up. And I done this repair back here. If you can recall, I had rust here, also some rust here, and on this side. I have those videos down in the description, so if you want to see that, go check it out. So now we got to finish up the bodywork. Also done the top where I did the T-tops, so I ain't got to worry about that. I just got to do from here down. As you can see, the paint flaking out, so I got to bring a lot of this clear off here. Also, we got some rust here. Let me open the door up and show you. Got rust here, here. Got a little bit along the bottom, so we're gonna take care of that when we do the outside body work. Got a dent here, a little rust. It's a little crease here. You might not be able to see it. Also, I seen where it's a spot here on the top of this door. Well, top of the handle section. I'm just gonna go around the whole car with a marker, mark all my areas. Then we'll get started. I pretty much marked every area that I seen. I'm pretty sure I'll find some more once I start blocking and doing the body work. I still gotta remove these decals too. I'm gonna remove these with the heat gun. I probably gotta grind these off or sand them off. But let me show you the areas that I marked. Some of them push outs. Like this area here, I just wrote push out, so I'm gonna have to take the body hammer and knock that area there in. I got a couple of more around on the other side. And on this trunk, I'm just gonna sand this whole trunk because you can see the paint cracking. So I'm gonna have to address that. The whole trunk gonna have to come down. Over here. To push out here. It's two more down here on the bottom. A little rust area. But I'm gonna take the decals off, then I take some 80 grit and hit all my areas that I marked. Then I wipe it with filler, just so the filler has something to bond to. I finally got the pinstripes off all the metal, and luckily I was able to use a heat gun, but it still took me about an hour and a half to take off. Back here, I'm not gonna be able to use the heat gun because there's a lot of cracks. It just come off in pieces. It'll take me forever. So I'm just gonna use some 80 grit to get this off. I tried it with the heat gun right here, but it just kept coming off in little small pieces. You can see the cracks there. I got the decal off the bumper with the 80 grit. When you're sanding these plastic bumpers, like around the edges, you got to be real careful because you'll square it off. That's just gonna make more work on you when you start sanding. I went on and hit this. I still got to hit where I took the decal off because it still got some glue on some of the areas. So I'm gonna hit that with the DA. Also where the sticker was, where the SS Monte Carlo sticker was. I cleaned it up with the 80 grit. I didn't too tough worry about this area here, this area, and from here to here, because I'm gonna grind this down to bare metal. I'm gonna use the flap disc to do that, because I gotta pull these areas here out. But the rest of it, I'm gonna go ahead and hit it with the 80 grit, because these shallow, I'm just gonna wipe some fill on those. But this, I'm gonna get my body hammer, knock that in. But the rest of it, 80 grit. I got this door ready to be body filled with the body filler. I still got to do this edge here because look, the edge got a lot of chips, so I'm just going to sand all this down to bare metal. Plus it's rust up there, so I got to get that. I don't know if you're seeing the dull areas because that's where I'm wiping the filler. down now, getting pulled out. Also, I done took care of this area there. Now you can see what I was talking about as far as grinding down the bare metal. Now I can feather edge it once I start priming it. What I did, I just wiped everything down so I won't have no dust when I start spreading the filler. It'll leave pinholes and everything if you just leave the dust on there. Won't have no good burn. Now you probably can see it better, all the dual layers and dry areas. All my areas white with filler. I got the fiberglass filler here, there and there. The rest of it just regular body filler. Take it around to the other side. I seen some little dings here and there, so I just wiped the skim coat on this whole section. Now I'm gonna start blocking this, but first I'm gonna knock it down, because if I start trying to block this now, it'll take a lot longer. So I'm gonna knock it down with some 80 grit by machine, either the DA or the straight line sander. Let me take it over here and show it to you. Here's the DA here. This is what I probably wind up using, but when you're using the DA, just want to make sure you keep it flat. And I got a speed sander here and a straight line sander by Hutchins, both of them by Hutchins. If I was using the straight line, I use this sandpaper here. It's 80 grit. So let me put some on the DA, then we'll knock it down, then we'll start hand blocking it. These are the two areas that I just finished knocking down. You're not trying to get it all the way down flat. You just want to get it enough to start blocking. Somewhat feather edged. So I haven't done this one yet. Let me finish doing the rest of it, then we'll move on. This is what it looked like once I hit the fiberglass filler with the straight line sander. I got to go back and put some regular body filler on here, because this fiberglass filler, it leave a lot of voids and pinholes, so I'm gonna have to shape it up with some body filler. Finish knocking everything down. Then we're gonna block it by hand. But before we block it by hand, we're gonna spray some guide coat on it. I like to spray guide coat on my filler too, because it'll help me find my low areas before I start priming it. I'm just gonna lightly mist it on around the area. I had found another spot back here I put some glaze and put on that. It ain't dry yet, so we're gonna come back to that. Alright, we'll let that dry, then we'll start blocking. And we're ready to start blocking. I got some of my blocks here. I'm gonna use this block and maybe this small one. We're gonna be going with 80 grit. I just got a piece from the DA on this smaller block. But on this block here, we're gonna use this 80 grit by Duragold. It come in a continuous row. I just got to cut it to size. What you want to do, you want to go in the X pattern. And you want to remove the guide coat. Everywhere where the guide coat still showing, there's going to be a low spot. Now you can see this low. It's pretty much all the way around my filler, still low. So I got to bring the filler down. Still got to come down some more. Let me show you. Alright, see that's low? It's not much more, but still got to come down some more. This is what it need to look like. It's flat now. It's good to go. I also sanded this one down. So let me finish up the rest of it. Finish blocking by hand. I got 3 areas that I got to address. I got some low areas here. Still can see the guide coat. Then I got one up here. That's low. I got to fill. And on the other side, I got to take the body hammer, knock this area here in, because it's high. I'm going to knock it in, then I'm going to put some more filler right over this area. But the rest of it, good to go. On those areas I just showed you that I need to re-wipe, I'm going to use some 2-part glazing putty. You're supposed to mix with 20% hardener to material, 20 minutes setup, and you're good to go. Since we got everything blocked, we're going to go back and hit all the other areas that we didn't touch that's still shiny. We're going to go back and hit it with 80 grit on the DA. Especially up here. We got to make sure we bring this down. Get rid of all this spider webbing. Also, we got to finish up with the bumper. Do from here down. I had to go back and fill the area here. It was somewhat low. Now, what I got to do, I got to take this maroon Scotch-Brite and hit all my areas that I didn't hit with the DA. Like that edge there. Up in here. I'm just going to take a maroon Scotch-Brite and hit that. And what else? Oh, I said I was going to sand with 80 grit, but I did with 180. You could do either one because the primer is going to fill up either one scratches. So I done it with 180. Plus I'm going to take it outside and wash all the jams out. Then I got a wire wheel some of the spots inside the door. They got a little rust, like up under here. I'm gonna do that outside though. Alright, since I done pulled it outside, I concentrate on this rust and the jams. Got a little here, also here. Down up in here. Some up there. And I'm just going to use this wire brush on the angle grinder. Grind it down to bare metal, then treat it. I'm going to put some rust mold on it. Brush it on. I'm just going to treat the rust. Then I'll go back and put some fiberglass filler up in this area here just to fill them pits. The repair is done. Now I finished washing the rest of the car down. Take it back on the inside and get ready to prime it. I bagged the Monte Carlo back in. Now I start masking everything off. Get ready to shoot my primer. Alright, just finished up with the masking. I'm going to spray inside my jams where I repaired first. I'm going to hit the bare metal spots. I'm also going to hit the repair spots with epoxy. Then I'm going to go back and shoot the whole car with epoxy. But I'm going to turn my fan pattern down and my air pressure down and hit those areas inside the jam first. It's one coat of the epoxy primer. I got a few rounds in it. It's not major rounds, but that'll be okay because I had to block it anyway once I shoot the high bill. That's what I'm about to do now. Spray the high bill on top of this because it's hard blocking the epoxy because it'll gum up so bad. This epoxy is just on here for the bare metal and good adhesion. Two coats of high bill. Bodywork looking good so far. Now I spray my guide coat on it. Let it sit for a couple of days. Then I start blocking it. Flat black spray paint. On this deck lid, it's going to take more blocking than anywhere because of all those imperfections that was on here. But I should be able to bring them down. Alright, this is the day after. My guide coat done dried. Now we'll start blocking it. I got some 150 grit. Got 4 different blocks. Got a smaller block here. I'm not going to use this one here on the deck lid. I'm going to use the biggest one. On lowest areas, you want to try to use the biggest block you can because you'll get a much smoother surface. And what I'm going to be doing, let me move this out the way. What I'm going to be doing is removing this guide coat going in the X pattern. Somewhat like this here. It's gonna show me my low areas, which I know I got plenty of low areas here because of how the paint was looking. But I got enough primer on here, I should be able to get it out with the block. If not, I'm gonna have to fill it. Now you can see right off top what's low and what's high. We know this high because all the guide coat is gone. This high and this low here. This low. What we gotta do is just gotta keep bringing it down. I done did this half for the deck lid. And like I said before, the deck lid is going to take more work than the rest of the car, because the rest of the car I had pretty much already blocked it. But the deck lid, I never did do any work to it because I couldn't really see the dings like I see now because it was dull and spider webbing all over the place. But now I can see my low areas. Let me show you now. This low, this low, low, low. This high, high, this higher, because I can see the factory primer right there. So I can't go much further than this, so I'm gonna have to stop blocking and fill my low areas. Also, it's a lot of imperfections like here. What I'm thinking about doing is wiping a skim coat of glaze and putty by Dolphin Glaze. It's by U-Paul, but it's Dolphin Glaze. It's 2-part. I'm gonna wipe some in my low areas and probably a skim coat over all these pinholes. This right here is good. Which I can bring some of it down more. Except right here. I can't go down much further than this because if I do, I'm gonna be hitting metal. So let me fill those areas. This would look like after the wipe. Now, it's dry, but I'm gonna let it dry up a little bit more, then I block that. Then I'm gonna shoot some more primer just on the deck lid. The rest of the car should be fine. I'm working on this area here now, because once I prime this, some overspray gonna get on this, so I might as well prime this at the same time. But I'm doing this lower section here. I done did the flat area. I did that with the block, but on this here, it's like a lip at this bottom. It's not actually flat, so I'm using my rounded block, and this is all I'm doing. I'm just going down to the lip, trying not to square it. No, trying not to square my edges off. That's why I got the round block. Body work, it's a lot of work. I guess that's why they call it body work. But it all pays off in the long run though, if you take your time and do it right. It's a lot of sanding, a lot of sanding. Looks like I'm ready to shoot my primer now. Like I said, I'm just going to shoot the top portion of the deck lid. The rest of it been body work, so that should be good to go. Once I shoot that, I'll just go ahead and finish blocking the rest of the car. believe I'm ready to block the whole entire car now. I use satin blue guide coat on this because I ran out of flat black, but it'll work. I just like using flat black because it dries a lot faster. Then it's easier to sand off as well. This blocking section here, it's going to go by a lot faster than the first one because it's pretty much flat now. So it shouldn't take much to bring it down. You can see right off top everything's pretty much coming down smooth as I go. Let me get you caught up. I just been jumping around from panel to panel, but I got this area here smooth except right here. It's too low to block out because I'm starting to hit metal right there, so I'm gonna have to fill it. I'm gonna have to use some 2-part glaze and put it because it's too big of an area. We're too deep in the area to put some 1-part. But I can take you around to the other side and show you what I can put some 1-part in. I done started doing this door here. Got it pretty much smooth also, except this area here. I gotta put 2-part in this, but I got some scratches here. I can put 1-part. And the 1-part just gonna be this out the tube. This low also. Then I got a small pinhole right here I can put 1-part in. Let me finish on up. Just finished up blocking everything. Only thing I got left is going back wiping my areas with glaze and putty. As you can see, I got this area here. Got a little spot down here. I just put some masking tape over my area so I know when I start mixing up the filler, I know where to wipe. So I won't miss nothing. I think I got a couple spots over here also. Got a spot here. Also this area here. I can't block it no more because I'm starting hitting metal there. And got this spot. This spot that was up here, I had blocked it out, so it's good. But the rest of it I'm finna wipe with some glazing putty. Alright, let me show you here. Let me start blocking this. I could use one of the long blocks with the same grit, 1/8 on there, but it'll take me a lot longer trying to knock this down. So I'm gonna grab a smaller block at the size of the repair, and I got some 80 grit on here. I'm just gonna concentrate on this repair. I'm gonna knock it down with the 80 grit, and once I get it down somewhat smooth, I grab my longer block with the 180 and finish it up. Alright, this should be good enough there. Then I get my longer block and finish it on up. What I'm doing, I'm just getting them 80 grit scratches out and flattening it on out also at the same time. Let me show you my glaze and putty areas after the block. I think I'm gonna call it a night. Come back out here in the morning, pull it outside and blow it off. Get ready to shoot my final round of primer. This area here, that area. Like I said, it wasn't much. Just a light skim coat is all it took. Well, I'm ready to go ahead and shoot the primer and blow it off. Clean the inside out. Looks like we're good to go. Ready for my primer. It's gonna be the same process as before. I'm gonna hit my repairs first just to seal the filler, because that sealer soak up primer real quick and it'll show. So I'm gonna seal those areas first.
Nobody really gave a damn about us. We never stopped. Right from the bottom to the top, from the ground up. We never stopped. Right